This is lesson 25 for basic musicianship, whole steps, half steps, and enharmonics. So we're going to go over to the keyboard so we can see a visual representation of how this works. This is Portia over at the keyboard today. And Portia, will you show us what a half step would look like on the keyboard?
All right, Steve. So if I start with the note F here, and I move up to the next black key, which is our half step, to F sharp,
Yes.
it's the smallest space in between those two pitches.
That's a half step.
Half step.
What about those two white keys that are next to each other?
That's a good question. So here we have E, and then we have F. This is also a half step. There isn't another pitch in between these two pitches, and that's the smallest interval that we can have.
So any movement of the smallest interval is a half step. So what would a whole step look like?
A whole step would, if I start on F, would be from this F to G. So you see that there is another half step in between those two. We have the F sharp in between. If I started on this E, I need to make sure to have another half step in between. So
That's the whole step.
that's the whole step from E to F sharp, because we have an F natural in the middle.
So how many half steps then are in the octave from the C to the C?
From C to C, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 half steps altogether. All right. So I have a question about how flats and sharps work. So if you could find an A natural on the keyboard and play an A sharp. So we've now raised that A half step.
Correct.
Okay, now if you could find the B that's above that and play a B flat, which is a half step lower than the B.
Correct.
Right? We land on the same note. The A sharp and the B flat both hit that same black key.
Correct.
What's that called?
That is called an enharmonic. So think of in English or grammar how we have the same sounding word for different things, like there, and there. They sound the same, but they're spelled differently. So the same thing applies with this A sharp and B flat. They're spelled differently, but they sound the same.
And that is lesson 25.